Hello ladies and gentlemen and welcome to this. This is my WWE Royal Rumble 2012 review slash, actually no, it'd be that way, wouldn't it, slash Futureshock 56 review. It's 7 hours approximately of wrestling I've I've watched tonight. We'll do Royal Rumble review first and then we'll do the Futureshock one, even though that's a tiny little bit weird because I watched the Futureshock show first and then watch the Royal Rumble. But I know more of you are more interested in hearing my thoughts, review, whatever, on the Royal Rumble. So that is where we're going to start. So, opening contest was Daniel Bryan versus the Big Slow versus Mark Henry in a steel cage. My prediction was Daniel Bryan, which came true. Now, I've heard that Mark Henry has been injured recently, or injured himself on SmackDown. He's torn his groin, something like that. Is that true? You know, I'm not that partial to dirt sheets. So I remember I've said before that I'm started using them more often because I don't watch the shows anymore. But I heard through Facebook, actually, that Henry's... I keep trying to call him Henry. I don't know, weird that Henry is injured. So his participation in this match was, you know, not to be surprised. He didn't really do a lot. There was a lot of slow spots. There was a lot of bashing into the cage, which, you know, is unsurprising in a cage match. Now, anyone who's been sorry about this, you know, I know I'm going to get too hot, so I'm trying to open the window. You'd think I'd just open the window before I start the vid, wouldn't you? You know, or take a massive swig of drink before I start, but no. Lots of use of the cage, not very much blood, in fact, none of the blood. What was I going to say? Anyone who's watched my vids for a long time will know that cage matches bother me when they're just thrown out there. A cage match should be the end of a feud between two guys. A triple threat cage match doesn't really do much for me. And like I say, to just throw it out there, a bit stupid really, doesn't it? Isn't it even? Nice tornado DDT by Bryan. They have Bryan and Big Slow having an enjoyable exchange on the top of the cage, but which sees Big Slow sort of hanging over and Bryan's hanging on to one of his arms. Bryan drops down and wins the match. I mean, it's a half star for me. It didn't do anything for me whatsoever. I mean, as an inoffensive opener, I suppose you can give it credit for that. But that's really about all. There's nothing of substance to this match whatsoever. We then got a video package pimping Cena for WrestleMania. It's good. It shows what a great human... Remember what I've always said about Cena, haven't I? That he's outside the ring. He is a truly brilliant human being. And I respect the hell out of him for what he does outside the ring. I'll never say a bad word about what he does. Here's those style sentences again. Outside the ring. It's just that in the ring, he's a cock. Happy days. And by God, this promo was long, man. Next, we had an impromptu, I don't know if this was made on SmackDown or whatever, but a 4-on-4, 8-woman tag match. This was the Bella Twins, Natalya and Beth Phoenix versus Eve, Kelly, Alicia and Tamala, is that? And the crowd there in the arena cared for this match well, about as much as I did, to be honest, which is, oh, that's right, none at all. Not in the slightest. The only spot of note that I can remember was Kelly doing a dive to the outside onto all the girls, and I swear, not 30 seconds later, she falls to the Glam Slam. I'm going to give it a 1/4 of a star, because I'm a very generous guy. Next was John Cena versus Kane. My prediction was Kane. Fans split right down the middle for this one once again. Let's go Cena. Cena sucks chance. I love it when they do the slugfest spot nowadays and everyone boos Cena, which is just brilliant. It's an interesting match because I can understand they're trying to build Kane as a monster so that Cena just can't get any offense going. Nice little spot where he misses the 5-0 shuffle, so it goes up top and it's a super one. That's an interesting little spot. But then they do a double count-out spot, and I was to finish the match, and a double count-out finish, not a double count-out spot. And I was really surprised by this. I honestly thought, leading up to this match, after I'd done my predictions vid, I gave this match a lot more thought, and I thought they were going to do the disqualification finish to really show how much of a monster Kane is. A double count-out is an interesting one. They go backstage and backstage. It's 4 a.m, come on. Chair shots, lots of them for Cena. 3 or 4 of them knock Cena down, and then Kane's walking along and sees Zack Ryder, that's what they call him, Jack. Then Zack Ryder's dressing room, goes in, drags Ryder out. He's in a wheelchair. You'd seen him arriving earlier on. He's obviously not got a broken back anymore. He's just ever so slightly injured. And drags him to the ring, gives him a damn good ass whooping, including a tombstone. Cena makes his Superman save, and this is an interesting twist, do you not think? Doesn't do the Superman save. Oh no, he gets chokeslammed for his heaven, and a bloody good one at that. And Yeah, inoffensive. It was maybe so. I can't give this more than a star and a half for the match. I can't. I mean, if I was judging on storyline as well, different story. But I'm not. So it's just the match itself, star and a half. It wasn't offensive. I mean, there was nothing particularly offensive about it. It just wasn't very good. You know. Then they do another of these promo packages. This one's to The Rock. This one's much more entertaining for me, but that's because I'm a massive Rock fan. And it kind of makes me think, yeah, I can't wait to fucking WrestleMania to see Rock kick Cena's ass, and then you think, but he's not going to kick Cena's ass. Cena's winning that match, so I still don't give a fuck. Then we got another impromptu match, which was Drew Calloway versus Brodus Clay. Here's my take on Clay. I've had a couple of weeks to think about this now, and this is what I've been thinking. And then, I thought this about a week ago. I was talking to some friends about a week ago, and then I noticed Power Slam said the exact same thing on Thursday, which is that if this is a short-term gimmick, I have no problem with it at all. But what they need to do is, in 6 months' time, for example, let's say for argument's sake at SummerSlam, that's just 8 months, but at SummerSlam, for example, he needs to cut a promo where he ditches the Funkasaurus thing and turns into the definition of a monster heel, right? If they were to do that, I honestly wouldn't mind, because one of the things that I do enjoy about the Funkasaurus character is how much effort Brodus Clay has put into it. And you see when it comes out on, you've got that massive smile on his face, that looks genuine. It looks like he's enjoying himself, does it not? And that makes it a lot easier to believe in the character, I think. I still think the character's stupid. Saying that, I also think if I was Drew Gallaway, I would have fucking given my notice in after losing to What the Funk. Matches are dud though, and nothing at all. Punk versus Ziggler in one of those matches that really needs to be good. My prediction was Punk. But at the same time, going into this, I was saying to the guys that I was watching this, because first show I bought on pay-per-view since last WrestleMania. Hold my hands up to that one. This is the first. In fact, I don't think I bought last Royal Rumble. I can't remember, to be honest. But yeah, at least last WrestleMania, watched it with a few of the guys, and I was saying that it wouldn't bother me in the slightest if Ziggler won this one. Not at all. Would not mind one tiny little bit, because Ziggler is rapidly becoming one of my favourites in the WWE. I didn't mention this, even though it was on my notes for the prediction vid, and that is that he is just becoming the absolute definition of a bump machine at the moment. He kind of reminded me of early Mr. Perfect. Does that make sense? Perfect was one of my favourite workers, up until like 92, 93, because he was a bump machine. He made taking a bump look absolutely amazing, and Ziggler's doing exactly the same thing. Anyway, this is a back and forth action match. I've got a few notes from this one. We've got a nice dive to the outside by Punk. Ziggler works the neck and drops 8 elbows. 8, that's not excessive at all, is it? One, lots and lots of elbows. Punk hits a sweet tornado bomb. Ziggler counters the GTS, but eats a nasty kick for 2. He follows up with a nice elbow. Then the ref gets bumped. Anaconda Vice. Zig tapping out. There's no referee. And John Laurinaitis, he came out. He's meant to be the guest referee, but he's got this review by Triple H on Raw tomorrow night. So he came out and he said that he was gonna be the guest referee, but only on the outside. So we actually did have a normal referee. So you got Ziggler tapping out the Anaconda Vice, but John Laurinaitis is actually checking on the referee. Technically doing the right thing, yes, isn't he? Punk rolls up Ziggler. There's no referee. GTS, but Laurinaitis is hitting the head. He sort of gets him in the GTS position, swings around. Laurinaitis gets knocked to the outside. GTS, no referee. Still. The GCS is then counted into a zigbag, a zigbag, that's his new move. Zigbag, but only gets 2. He goes to sleep, and the referee and Jordan Laurinaitis both do the count at the same time. Now, this makes sense storyline-wise, which just pains me to admit. It makes sense because he's got this review, so he's doing the right thing. Is that enough to keep him in his job? Well, you gotta tune into Raw to find out. Doing its job, I suppose. It's 3.5 stars. It's the best match of the night by a country mile, and I don't know. I was expecting a 4-star match, so I'm actually slightly disappointed from that. But at the same time, I enjoyed it for what it was. And like I say, unfortunately, the storyline. Did you notice my prediction was so well? Even tonight at Futureshock, when I was in the queue, I heard people talking about, a couple of mates behind me actually were talking about this match, and I said, this is what's going to happen. Foley will come down, take out Laurinaitis, and count Punk the winner. Didn't work like that at all. Shows what the fuck I know, doesn't it? Alright, and on to the Rumble match itself. And we've got 2 pages of notes for this, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go through them. As I say whenever I do a Rumble review, if I just go X was a number with X, And why was number Y? That's because nothing happens in between, alright? Just nothing of note whatsoever. They come out, they do a couple of moves, and then the match slows down to nothing again. So, big deep breath. Here we go. Miz is number 1, obviously. He cuts a promo at the start. Just if you don't believe me, go back and look at this one, yeah? Watch Miz's promo at the start. That fucking tan of his has got to be out of a bottle, because his cheeks, right, about halfway down his cheeks there, his tan line just stops, and he's got normal coloured skin next to it, and it looks so bizarre. It looks like a fucking filthy bastard, who's a manager here in Stoke, who goes for the fake tan look quite well. Anyway, Alex Riley is number 2. He doesn't last long. R-Truth is number 3. He hits a nice power slam on Miz. Cody Rhodes is number 4. And maybe it's just I haven't watched very much WWE TV recently, but he's wearing knee pads, and it looks like he's put a bit of muscle on, and I tell you something, he looks great for it. He looks brilliant for it. He really does. Naturally, the heels beat On-Truth until Justin Gabriel is out at number 5. He's the face on fire, you know what I mean? He comes out, he's a baby face, rah, beats on everyone. Primo is number 6. He went from being a jobber to a tag champ in a matter of weeks, but this match at the moment feels like it's jobber central. Yeah, you've had Alex Riley, and you've got Justin Gabriel in there, and you've got Primo in there, where, hey, lovely. Nice head scissors by Primo. Miz eliminates Truth, who then pulls him out. Of course, that doesn't count as elimination. We finally get a star, other than Miz, obviously. It's Mick Foley is number 7. He eliminates Primo and beats on Cody by Foley, and then Ricardo Rodriguez is number 8 and gets not only a good reaction, but my fucking Facebook wall just goes woomph. I was like, oh my god, look at that. He comes out with a fucking battered old car, and I'm sat giggling like a little girl, I have to say. It's one of those moments that you're like, yeah, that's fucking funny. That is genuinely funny. Then you get a Rodriguez chant, which is even better. Ricardo and Foley eliminate Gabriel. Santino is number 9 and gets a laugh from my house. The way he walks to the ring just makes everyone chuckle. Santino eliminates Rodriguez with the wedgie of death. Socko versus Cobra is in the ring. You know, they're holding each other. Epico is number 9. It's number 10. And I'm sat there thinking, it's just one jobber after another, really. People that I have genuinely no interest out, one after the other. Cobra, Socko, and then elimination. He's the one half of the tag team champions, by the way, this guy. Way to show once again, WWE, just how little, oh damn it, you care about your tag team champions. You know, if you care about them this little, why have them at all, is what I always like to think. Cody eliminates Santino, Socko for Miz, Rose eliminates Foley, Cody is 11, he's the face on fire. Boom drop on Miz and Cody. Then Jerry the King Lawler is 12. He does all the old moves, then eliminated by Cody. Ezekiel Jackson, see what I mean? Jobber Central again. This guy was a somebody and is now a nobody. He's 13. To complete indifference from the crowd. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Great Khali is number 15. He relates Ginger. Oh, gosh. Oh, yeah. Sorry, that's Jindra Mahal, is that? Number 14. Khali is 15. He lays Jindra. Eliminates Jinder and Draxon. Then Hunico is 16. And the crowd don't give a shit. Booker T is 17. So that's 2 of the announcers. Kofi then does the best thing of the promo. You know, remember John Morrison last year? Was it last year, the year before? He get dived onto the outside and hung on and they got back in. Yeah, Kofi bettered that this year by going over the top, yeah, and fucking walking on his hands over to the ring steps and then getting back in. That was fucking brilliant. That was a genuinely clever little spot that I really enjoyed. Genuinely like that one. Dolph Ziggler is 18. Hacksaw Jim Duggan is 19. And naturally the place goes absolutely fucking bonkers. And every time he goes, oh! Everyone does it with him, and there's a bit of nostalgia. You know, it puts a smile on your face, I suppose. It's not harmful, and like I say, over as hell. Owned for a bit, but then gets eliminated by Cody, who then takes out Khali and Booker T, and then Michael Cole is number 20, and he's thinking, oh, someone like... I was told Road Warrior Animal was an absolute dead cert for this show. He could have been out there instead of Cole, but then, and a bit that I can't... I didn't think I'd ever be saying this one, if I'm honest, and that's that I marked out like an absolute bandit when Karma came out as number 21, eliminated Cole, which was just fantastic, but then she also eliminates Hunico, while she's there, gets eliminated by Dolph though. Sheamus is 22, he eliminates Kofi. Road Dogg is 23, and he shakes, rattles and rolls and does a punk handle slam on Miz. Jimmy Uso, I think it's Jimmy Uso, I don't have any recollection of who is who of the Usos, is 24, it doesn't do much. Swagger is 25, Wade Barrett is 26, he eliminates Road Dogg. Zigzag for the Uso brother, whichever one it is. David Otunga is 27. Randy Orton is 28. He goes after Barrett. Then unleashes with power slams for, well, everybody really. Double DDT on Ziggler and Cody using the ropes, obviously. The Uso brother, whichever one it is eliminated. RKO and elimination for Barrett, but then Jericho is 29. He eliminates Otunga. Big Slow is number 30. He eliminates Swagger and hits him with a WMD. He then eliminates Ziggler and Miz. So the final, not Miz, and Cody, sorry. Oh, he eliminates Cody, Ziggler, and Miz. So the final four are Big Slow, Jericho, Orton. Choke slam for Big Slow, Jericho, Orton. Am I missing someone? And Sheamus, idiot. Sorry. Choke slam for Jericho. RKO on Slow. Orton dumps Slow, and then Jericho dumps Orton. So it's Sheamus and Jericho. One of these will win. Now, I'm sure on my prediction vid I said it was either going to be Randy Orton or Sheamus, and I got loads of heat for saying that it was going to be. I reckon it's going to be Sheamus versus Daniel Bryan this year. A ton of heat because they had a dark match at last WrestleMania. And I've been sat there trying to defend myself on my prediction vid, going, and does that matter? Does that matter somehow? That was a year ago. Anyway, Jericho tries. Sorry, got ahead of myself there. Jericho hits the Irish Curse on Y2J. Jericho tries to eliminate Sheamus, but Sheamus comes back with a springboard shoulder. Bro kick misses. Walls of Jericho. Jericho nearly eliminated, but hang on. A code breaker, a bro kick. Jericho hangs on for a second one, gets the win for Sheamus. Did say either Orton or Sheamus, did I not? Oh, this was a tricky Royal Rumble to call, I think, because, god damn, I tell you something. If one thing shows just how little WWE have done to push new talent and new stars in the last couple of years, it was so in evidence in this match, because this match was job essential. We haven't had a Royal Rumble that was so full of people you think, who the fuck are you, since 1999, I swear. When if you go back and watch Royal Rumble 99, numbers 1 to 15 are nobodies other than Vince and fucking Austin. It's that kind of fucking match, it really is. I mean, I'd be happy to go 3 stars because it did find some entertaining moments in it. But because of that, and because of the Punk match being, a 3-star match, and the rest of this show being utter crap, I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I may get heat for this one, but this is a 5 out of 10 show. I paid for this, and I feel bad for myself for paying for it, It's one of those ones that, once again, every year this is the same. Everyone gets so excited about the Royal Rumble, and then every year it's just a big letdown. Do you not find that? Ladies and gentlemen, that is your Royal Rumble review. I hope you enjoyed it. I'd love to know what you think of the Rumble down here. If you want to leave this video at this point, I will not have any objections. Next, we're going to talk about a couple of things that involve me, and then we're going to move on to Futureshock 56. So, if you want to go, tatty bye, take it easy. If you're sticking around, I want to talk about, I've made a new mix. I haven't done a new mix. Me as DJ Fully Loaded, I haven't done a new drum and bass mix since the summer of 2010. I've made a brand new drum and bass mix. It's 45 minutes long. It has got, and you can go and count them if you like, 23 tracks in it. That's 1 track every 2 minutes or thereabouts, is it not? It is a fucking good mix, if I do say so myself. It starts off with Jump Up and then it goes into Liquid. So it starts off with pretty heavy stuff and then goes into some really nice chilled out beats. It's very, very good. The link is down below. I would love it if you could go and take a listen to that. That would make me a genuinely happy boy. Also, while we're talking about music, we are very, very talented people, my brothers, me and I, the brothers Pearson, the brothers 3. My brother Craig, as I'm sure some of you, or many of you know, that he is a dubstep producer. He has got a guest set on an online radio station this coming Wednesday. The link to the station, because right this minute I've completely forgotten what it's called, but the link to the station is in the description box. I would love it. It's 4 p.m. GMT. Sorry, I'm losing my voice again already. this Wednesday, the link, like I say, is down there. I would love it if you could check out my mix. I would really love it if you could check out Craig's mix. Now, next one. I'm glad you stuck around this far because we're going to talk about Futureshock. We haven't been to Futureshock because there hasn't been one since the end of November. The last live wrestling I went to was PCW Festive Fury, and that was on the 3rd of December. It feels like an entire lifetime since I watched any live wrestling. I had a chance to go to some live wrestling last night at the BWA here in Stoke, just over there, but I last time I went to BWA, I've told you before, was utter garbage, so I just couldn't be bothered. Tonight though, ladies and gentlemen, I've been so excited. I've been excited for weeks about this. Futureshock 56, and I'm going to give you some thoughts for the show because this one was a good. Now this is my 4th Futureshock show, and I personally, I'm starting, been thinking about it all night, and I'm thinking this might be the best one I've been to. I'll tell you something. Absolutely amazing seats on the 2nd row on the hard camera bit. We're surrounded by mates. All the people were sat in the corner that we were people I knew, which made for absolutely brilliant time because the banter between all of us was superb, absolutely fantastic. Opening match was Cyanide defeating Josh Bowden in a good match, but our prediction was Josh to pull out the win. Didn't quite happen. Cyanide, being Cyanide, was the guy who just obliterates people, did some seriously brutal stuff. Josh, every time he had a chance, would try and hit something big, spectacular. He tried to hit a moonsault to the outside, for example. Cyanide caught him, slammed him on the apron, for example. Josh came back with a rolling senton into the corner, but Cyanide in the end finished him off with 2 power bombs, a massive lariat that turned him inside out. And if that isn't enough, picked him up and choke bombed him for the 1, 2, 3. And Josh is bumping machine, and he was so over with the crowd. The moment he came out of that curtain, there was a Josh chant going that was started by our group, but got spread to the whole place. Massive Josh chant, and he's going to be a star. He really is going to be an absolute star. Next, in a battle of former tag team partners, Xander Cooper defeated Carl Clinch in another good match. I've said before that I don't really have a lot of time for Carl Clinch, and I've explained why. I'm not being a dick to the guy. I've explained my reasoning why. My prediction for this one going in was Xander Cooper, and this was the thing about this match. What I enjoyed about it is the story that it told. It told such a good, clever little story, and that was simply that Carl Clinch had been turned on by Xander Cooper at Futureshock 55, and Carl Clinch didn't want to fight his tag team partner, his former tag team partner. This match, I told you on my predictions for, didn't I? This one was brought about by Xander Cooper, not by Carl Clinch. He was the one who wanted to do the damage. So while Carl Clinch didn't want to fight Xander Cooper had no problems fighting Carl Clinch whatsoever. So in the most part, he absolutely battered him. I've got a lot of time for Xander Cooper. I think he's a very, very talented worker. And he battered Carl Clinch, hit an absolutely beautiful backcracker to get the win. I thoroughly enjoyed this one. Next, we got a title change as April Davids defeated the artist formerly known as Becky James. Now went to win the Women's Championship. Now when you've got 0 expectations going into a match, anything above 0 is a good match. But this one, now bear in mind, I've talked before at Futureshock 53, these two put on a match that was an absolute stinkfest. It seemed like both girls had no chemistry. It seemed like both of their timing was off, and it was just a mess. This, on the other hand, was much, much more satisfying. It was a very good match. They brawled on the outside. They did some brutal stuff to each other. Referee got bumped, but it wasn't a detriment to the match. And then at the end, April hit 3 German suplexes and a rear naked choke to get the win. And that made me a happy boy because that was a good way to do it. And I must say, before I go on, before the match started, the artiste formerly known as Becky James, she got a very, very heely promo that was very, very well done. Really like that. Next, CJ Banks came out to accept the title tournament trophy that he won at Futureshock 56. Cut a heel promo, he's a heel, he's a bad guy. He dissed all of us. He got into a right little banter with one guy in particular that was very good. And then Zach Gibson came out. He was the guy who was defeated by CJ Banks in the finals at 55. He came out and that led to an impromptu match. And this one was the best match of the night. It was an absolutely superb match. Very crisp, very smooth, technical match from both men. I tell you something, at one point Zach Gibson jumped off the top rope, grabbed CJ Banks, hit him with a code breaker that was so good. Banks ended up on the top of his head like that, and it was so fantastic. Funny thing in this match, and yeah, I don't like dissing people, as you know, when they don't deserve it, but the referee in this one looked like he was all over the place. Didn't look like he knew what he was doing. Banks holds onto the ropes to get the win, and you know, it was a good match. We then had the intermission, all good. Came back, the tag team gauntlet match. This was the models would meet the last team. They would defend the gold against the last team. Now I said in my predictions vid, I can see the models retaining here. And guess what? That's exactly what they did, which I was happy about, if I must say. Me and the guys had model signs as well. In fact, Andrew Mortimer, who I know is watching this vid right now, he made a models t-shirt for himself, which is brilliant. I love that bit of dedication. So first out with the Blackpool Bonds, they took on, right, I've got to make sure I've got these ones right, Luke Future and Action Jackson. They formed a tag team. I didn't hear what they were called, which is bothering me. Standard generic tag match, and there's nothing wrong with that one, with Action Jackson getting the living snot kicked out of him, basically trying to get the hot tag to Luke. Problem is that when he does eventually get the hot tag, JD Sassoon rolls him up and holds onto the tights to get the 1, 2, 3. So the Blackpool Blondes are the ones who advance. Next ones out are the Nordic Warrior and Baron Bocca. Two heel teams in the ring together. The world might implode, but it didn't. It's very, very amusing, you see, because Nordic Warrior and Baron Bocca are absolutely beast. So you got the Blackpool Bonds in this side, sort of psyching each other up, and then they finally get in the big guys' fucking faces. They just pick them up and chokeslam them 1, 2, 3. That was very entertaining. Next up is Sam Bailey and Shawn Daniels take on the big guys. Problem is that I don't know how this happened because of where I was sat, but by the looks of things, that Bailey and Daniels come out, but maybe Daniels has got an injury, a concussion, something like that, but he doesn't even make it to the ring. And then, you know, all the guys sort of break character and everything, rush round to Royce Daniels, and you're like, my God, this is actually serious, until bloody Egan gets on the mic and starts dissing Daniels. And then, of course, you think, yeah, he's not too injured too badly. Basically, Bailey's got a choice. He either forfeits or he takes him on himself. So he takes him on himself, and in between getting the living shit kicked out of him by two massive guys, he actually manages to get a roll-up and the 1, 2, 3, which means that he advances on his bill to face off against the models for the tag team gold. Now I'm sat there thinking to myself, do you know, I think he might actually do this, knowing in the back of my mind the predictions of the models, so I'm not really forced who wins here. But yeah, Bailey, basically, anytime there's a heel miscommunication, which happens, I think, 3 times in this match, Sam Bailey's able to go on the offense, but literally, it only lasts for a couple of seconds. The numbers game catches up on him every time, and 3D gets the win for the models. They retain the championships that they've held for a year now. Absolutely fantastic. Reynaldo comes out. He challenges the models to a match at Futureshock 57 with his new tag team partner Dangerous Damon Lee, which, yeah, that'll be a fucking good match, I guarantee it. And then we go on to the main event. Just give me a second. Almost done. What do you think of the t-shirt, by the way? This is the new Futureshock t-shirt. Came out today. Available on the store soon, I'm sure. They're only £10, man. £10, amazing. So in the main event, Jack Gallagher defeated Dave Rayne in an okay match. Okay, is an okay match to retain the Futureshock Heavyweight Championship. This is a tricky one for me to call because I've got so much time for both men, both Dave Rayne and Jack Gallagher. This match, in my mind, when I went to on the way to the show, when I was doing my predictions, whatever, was fucking brilliant. And on the night, it wasn't, and that has bothered me ever since. Basically, what my problem is with this match is that Jack Gallagher way too much offense in. I was expecting Dave Rayne to control the majority of the match, and then Jack to put on a comeback and do all kinds of things. Now, the thing is with this is I fully understand, I think, why they've done this match the way they did. This match showcased just what Jack Gallagher can do. He pulled off so many nice moves in this, and what Dave Rayne, whenever he did a move, it was most of the time it was ground based, and it was, you know, a sort of a chin lock or something like that. There wasn't much actual offense going down, if that makes sense. Excuse me. And what my thinking is that they're doing this to, oh, excuse me, that's very, very gassy. They're trying to show what Jack can do for future shows. I mean, we already know what he can do. Basically, this was Dave putting Jack over in the best possible way. I think is the way of looking at it. So it wasn't the match that I was expecting, if that makes sense. I was expecting this technical not a technical masterpiece, but I was expecting Dave to be a lot more aggressive than he was, and I expected him to come out and cut a promo about how he was robbed at the last show. Didn't, just came out with a face like the proverbial slapped arse, got on with his match. When he lost the match, he buggered off. He didn't do anything, didn't do what he normally does, which was very weird for me. I'm sure there's an explanation. I'm sure I'm probably looking at this completely the wrong way, but that's just how I felt. We got outside, right? I was with 5 other guys. We got outside, and one of them turns to me and goes, "Can I just say something? Was that main event not actually that very good?" And I was like, "Oh, mate, I'm so glad you said that, because on my bloody notes it says, this was a good match, but it wasn't as good as I was expecting." Okay? Highlights, though, are a lovely back suplex, a lot of swinging back suplex by Jack, who then puts the cripple crossface on, which is the move that won in the championship. Dave, though, gets to the ropes. Dave came back with a Davey 8, which is his finishing move, that honestly was one of the closest near falls I've ever seen. And the look of utter stunned shock on Dave Reigns' face was fantastic. An ankle lock rolled into the hugging ankle lock, whatever it's called. The grapevines, the trapped ankle, whatever. The one where he's lying down. That's what gets the tap out for Jack Gallagher. So that's 2 months on the bounce that Dave Reigns tapped out. I'm sure he won't be happy with that one. But overall, this show was perfect. Not perfect. I was going to say perfect. This show was superb, is the word I was actually looking for. Even though overall the show was superb. Why would I try and say perfect? Because I'm a fucking moron and it's 4:30 in the morning. Oh yeah, that's the one. Show was really, really good. Like I say, this is my 4th Futureshock event, and I think this one was the best one, to be honest. Not a bad match on the show. The crowd was really pumped up for it, really hot. Had some really good banter with 2 of the wrestlers and the Coop and Reynaldo, which I really buzzed off with the guys. And I can't wait. Next one's on March the 11th if you want to come. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you if you're still watching this. Thank you so much for sticking with the whole thing. I would love it if you went down. I just had to listen to my mix, because you may think, what's he on about? If you don't like drum and bass, you'll probably hate it. But if you don't mind drum and bass, or if you like drum and bass, you'll love it. If you like dubstep, if you like jungle stick, listen to Craig's mix. I'll be back at some point in February. I'm going to do 10 years ago, because so many people have asked for it. No Way Out 2002. Thank you so much from the bottom of my heart for watching. I am Mark P, and I will see you all very soon. Take it easy, guys.